active out there.
Yeah, we want to get right over to our team of meteorologists. Kevin Gregory, he's here. He actually slept here last night. If you're wondering how he's back so quickly, Todd Clausen also in the house this morning. They have your hour-by-hour forecast and the lasting impact that this storm could have on our city, on our state. I want to start with Kevin Gregory.
I'm an honorary member of Good Morning Indiana this morning.
Welcome.
Wide awake. I've got a lot of energy. I'll probably pay for it tomorrow as I feel a little tired. These are the wind chill temperatures. That's really what you need to dress for. It feels like 4 in Terre Haute, 13 in Indianapolis. The story, though, continues to be the falling precipitation across central Indiana. Radar tells the story with multiple colors right now. I'm just kind of switching this for you. Eastern portion of the state. The rain that we had overnight, some of it substantial, is moving out. Then you've got your freezing rain and sleet across central Indiana. The western portion of the state becomes all snow as far as our temperatures are concerned. The western portion of the state is in the teens, the eastern portion around 30. You realize in some cases we're 40 degrees colder right now than we were 24 hours ago. The Arctic air is going to come back. Todd, lock all of this in place for several days. At least we wiped the slate clean with the temperatures close to 60 yesterday.
Yeah, you know, whatever does fall today, whether it's the ice we've seen and the sleet that currently falls or the transition here to snow shortly, it's going to stick around. We probably do not get above freezing again here in central Indiana until maybe, and that's only a maybe, the tail end of next week. So this morning, it's a Storm Team 6 alert day. The impact level for you is high because we have an icy morning commute all across the area. Some areas may only see a very thin layer of ice. Some people may see a little thin layer of sleet, and some of you now transitioning over to snow across the area, and that transition will happen this morning from west to east across the area. And then we have the wind that's picking up as well, so whatever snow does fall is going to be blowing and drifting, and that'll create problems later on this afternoon, this evening, and even into the day tomorrow. So here's the timeline. The rain continues to push off towards the east, most of us dealing with snow by the 8-9 o'clock hour. Then the snow will continue throughout the noon hour. These darker shades of blue, that's the heavier snow. That's why there's a winter storm warning down to the south. The snow will be a little bit lighter and taper off quicker from Lafayette to Peru here into the early afternoon hours. It'll linger a little bit longer from Indianapolis off towards the east. We never really get into some very heavy snow, so that's good news. Visibilities obviously will be reduced throughout the day, but we probably won't get into those blinding visibilities. If you do have to drive around, just give yourself some extra time. As Kevin mentioned, eventually 1 to 3 inches of snow accumulation across a good portion of the area. Now we'll head outside to Julie Persley here this morning in Live Drive. Julie, what are you seeing at this hour?
Well, right now we're on I-70 West headed into downtown Indianapolis. We've got the north split ahead, and we can see some emergency lights off in the distance. This is really when the crunch is going to start. A lot of people are starting to get on the interstates, and they are nasty. Slow down, take your time. We're going about 25 miles an hour. We just saw a car off to our left start to slide. Also, give these emergency crews the space they need. We just had a state trooper who was trying to come up around us as we were getting onto the interstates, and cars were not pulling over for the trooper. Again, these folks are trying to get out there to make the rest of our days easier. So be careful out there. Elena?
All right, thank you, Julie. Those roads are looking pretty slick out there, so be sure to reduce those speeds. Take a look at the map. Everything is yellow, which means things are moving slower than typically would, which is a good thing, especially in these conditions that are out there right now. A few things to point out to you this morning. Traffic lights are flashing red at Meridian Street at Westfield Boulevard. Treat this as a four-way stop if you are going through that area this morning. We have a crash on the east side, Shadeland Avenue at Washington Street, and then we have the right lane blocked on southbound I-465 and 56th Street. You can see that red right there, which means some stop-and-go traffic is happening with this crash, so use extra caution if this is part of your commute. Here's a look up on the northeast side, I-465 at Allisonville Road. You can see those roads are covered in accumulation right now, so you are definitely going to want to reduce those speeds, leave a little bit earlier than you typically would for work this morning.
Elena, thank you. Time check for you guys, 6:35 here on your Friday. Now, you probably got an alert from us here at RTV6 on your phone. We're going live, wall to wall here, and that means no commercials. We're staying on this winter storm for you, and we now want to pick up our team coverage with our reporters out in the elements working for you. They've been monitoring the conditions all morning long since it began.
Good morning.